Welcome back to Vision in the Valley. You know, you guys, we're cliquey people. Some of us say that we're not, but we're cliquey people. We all have some kind of clique, some kind of set we rep, some kind of, even if it's your family name, you've got a little clique, right? Whether it's grade school or high school or college, social clubs. I mean, if it's West Side versus South Side, sometimes we go deeper into it. We'll even say Midwest, like that means something. We like our teams, whether it's the Bulls against the Lakers, the Bears against the Packers. We're so sure about what it is that we rep, so sure about what it is that we like, that we'll yell it at the top of our lungs. We'll get tatted up with it. We'll wear signs, shirts, whatever it is, we will do because whether you're a Beehive person or Swifty, we go hard. That reminds me of another clique. Man, we get serious with it. Whether you're an Apple user versus Android, Harold's Chicken versus Uncle Remus, Let's Get Poppin' versus Garrett's. I mean, we can find all kinds of things to rep our set about. And don't let somebody say, or you overhear that it's someone's birthday and it's your birthday month. It may not even be in the same week, but it's the birthday month. You run from one side of the room to the other to say happy birthday because something about saying you're a Capricorn versus the Leos is real for us. We rep our set to the death of us. It's like we're gang banging, or lack of a better word, right? We go so hard about it. And the interesting part about that is that when you join or become a part of the clique that you represent, and these are not negative connotations. I just mean it's in the most heartfelt way, but we go hard about it because it's something that we find truth in, or we find we can be heard or seen. And so we go hard for it. And what comes along with it usually is a name change. In fact, we'll meet people after they've gone through their name change from social clubs or whatever, and we only know the social club name. We're calling them Delicious, like the comedian, the nickname, and we have no idea what their government name is. You guys remember Said the Entertainer doing that one joke, I think it was in Kings of Comedy, where he's like, he's not going to call a grown man Delicious. Hey, Delicious, calling him from down the street. But sometimes we only know the nickname or the new name because the name it's supposed to represent how they fit in the organization, how they fit in this new space of friends and the commitment to this new group. So I started thinking about how my name has changed. It's changed 4 times, as a matter of fact. So I was born with the spelling QW, right? That's the first one. And then when I was in the 7th grade, my name changed twice there. First, it was shortened to Quan, and then I changed the W to a U. The final change happened when my last name changed to Noel after I got married. In fact, the spelling of my new name helped me to launch the Alignment Period jewelry line. And I'll tell you how it happened. When you spell my name Quan, Quan, Noel, Noel, when you write that, so you can imagine making like a square. And when you write Quan going from south to east, so Quan, and then you use the N as a placeholder, and then you just write OEL, right? Then you go back up to the first Q in the corner and spell my name again, UAN, and then use that N as a placeholder and just write OE, and the L is already there. So my name Quan Noel shows up 4 times, like in a square. Top and bottom is Quan Noel, and then parallel on the right side and the left side is Quan Noel, and then Quan Noel is at 2 right angles. One that looks like an L, right? The letter L, and then one that looks like the number 7. So 2 right angles. And a part of the alignment period logo was a square, but I didn't have the jewelry part of it at the time. It was just a logo and what it meant and what it represented. Alignment period. At all costs, I'm trying to achieve alignment with the Lord. And it's not a destination. It's nothing that I can do in one day. It's a daily decision to live in alignment with the will of God. And I'll talk more about that in the very next episode. Really excited to share some details there. But what happened, that when I said help me to launch it, is that I was trying to figure out, this podcast is my gift, as you've heard me say often. It's a gift to the Lord. So I still was in a space like, well, maybe I'm supposed to give this to the church. And I've been praying about it. And I mentioned on another episode that I talked to my daughter and to my friend about whether or not I should give it to the church. I was really trying to meet up with Pastor Hannah to discuss it. And I just know how to go in prayer. I know that if I ask the Lord, He answers. So sometimes it means fasting. Sometimes it means just retreating. Whatever it is, I know that if I ask, He will tell me. So I was in bed. I hadn't even gone to sleep because, you guys had talked about dreams all the time. I had not even gone to sleep. But as I was lying there trying to go to sleep, it was heavy on my heart. Like, Lord, I have debt. I have debt you guys just found out about in the episodes before that I didn't have earlier. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But if I'm supposed to give this away to the church, I am happy to do so because I know that that's the right thing. And so before I could even fall asleep, the Lord had shown me my name writing the way I'm describing it to you. So I got out of the bed like, this cannot be right. This can't be right. So I wrote the Quan, Q-U-A-N, like I said, and then I stopped with the N and I wrote the O-E-L. And I say, let me see if I write Quan Noel again, if the Q at the top and the L right here, if it matches anything. And would you know it, that all I had to do was finish writing the Quan at the top and the N-O-E and made a perfect box. And the box around alignment period is what I already had for the logo. And I said, okay, Lord, this is you telling me that I get to keep the alignment period. So that is where that came from. And when I say that it is my new set, that is what I rep. So last night, I knew I wanted to do this episode, and I had the name change in my queue of episodes to record. Something will happen in my dream, something will happen in my day, and sometimes I'll have something ordered and something else will happen, like me meeting those 2 friends. That happened recently, but I had to go in front of some other episodes because it just made sense that I spoke on it right away. So I had name change in my queue of episode titles to discuss, and it actually since February, I want to say, but I had not come up with the right time just yet, the right time to share it or all the content. And so I just kind of let it go organically. So last night I had a dream, and it was very simple. It was a tree that it wasn't dead, but it didn't have any leaves on it. It reminded me of a tree like in the fall or the winter after leaves have dropped off. It was a huge tree with many, many branches, but it had a pair of sneakers tossed over it. They were, tied to the shoestrings, and they were tossed over it. And I woke up this morning and thought to myself, wow, well, what does that mean? I know it means something. What does that mean? So I planned my day, and I said I was going to make sure that I recorded episodes and edited episodes and scheduled them for publishing. And then I said, well, which one will be next? And so I came up, I said, I'll do the name change. I'll do that. And we'll see how it goes. And then as I was kind of writing my notes about what I'd like to say, I thought about the dream that I had. So you guys, I picked up my iPad and said, let's just do a little research. Back when I was younger, living in Chicago, I would notice that there would be sneakers, gym shoes, tennis shoes, depending on where you come from, is what you call them. But I'd see them flung over a power line. And I remember seeing them a lot when I was younger. And then when I was older and I lived in the burbs, I don't remember seeing any of them. And I actually haven't seen any in a while. But that's why my dream was so impactful, because it's not like I see them like I used to. I haven't seen, I don't know, years since I've seen something like that. But the dream made me think about it. And like I said, it made me want to Google what that symbolize. And so there's a couple of different definitions, as you know. For anything, there's always more than one definition. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through the many definitions. Instead, I'm going to tell you the one that first populated when I did the search, and it hit home because it kind of matched what I'm talking about right now. So like, it represents the gang's turf, and or even signifying that a gang member passed away. And like I said, I know that there are many other theories about it, and they're not important for this particular episode, right? I'm resting on the first definition that I came across, because we gangbang. Like I said at the very beginning of this, we gangbang for our sets in a nice way. We're not, again, nothing mean about it. We just go hard for what it is that we represent. And when I thought about the shoes being tossed, I said, okay, this former gangbanger, representing everything that I felt was important, I'm tossing my shoes. That particular gangbanger has died. I am now repping my set for alignment, period. So shoes flung over the tree, power line, or whatever else you want to say. But that part of me has died. A new lifestyle movement. And I'm making a choice every day to rep my new set. I'm going hard for the Lord in everything I do, everything I say, every opportunity. I want him to get the glory out of my life. And so I can't hang on to those old ways or those old shoes. I'm flinging those over, mourn if you will, but I'm going on to better. And I'm asking you to check your set. Is your set worth repping? I'm just saying. Because if it's not, I know one that is. Join me. I told you guys in the last episode, I'm going all the way up. Join me. And I can't wait to talk to you soon.